Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Republic of Amalfi series here on the Lord Master channel, in which in the last episode, oh gosh, I am such a big spender. I take too much loans, and even we fought a pretty costly trade war, not in a cost of lives this time, unlike what we did with Ragusa, but in a cost of time and money. We were able to take a trade post in Alexandria, one of the areas where the Silk Road ends there. Now, I have not made any improvements to that trade post, but one day, for certain, that I will make improvements to that particular trade post in Alexandria and keep it around as long as I live. So that way we will make even more money for our house, because we are falling behind on the competition compared to the other patrician houses here. Also, now there's this decision I have not made, because I ended the episode with that note, a Doge to remember, because I did some thinking. It took me about 2 days to think, because I took a day off prior to this recording. So again, while avoiding being forgotten is my primary concern, it is also equally important to me to think about how I actually do wish posterity to think of me. How can I make sure that when I die, future generations will speak in awe and wonder about my accomplishments as Doge, and feel inspired to emulate me? Well, if they were to emulate me, I'm not that kind of person that people should be emulated with, because I'm a misunderstood human being who's into, hermetic sciences and all that. But the thing is, after some time thinking, well, knowing him, as he's only a man of science, but he's a cynic, so paragon of virtue, to focus on efforts to improve dynasty's reputation. I don't think he cares about the dynasty's reputation as much as he cares about science and money and trade and all that. Forge the blind through ordinary means, which means these things here, not gonna happen, because I don't spend enough time on those. They will remember fear to Crusader on their subjects. I may be wrongful, but I'm not that cruel. What I will say, I will bring prosperity and knowledge to my realm. Focus my efforts on improving the realm's reputation. Because, again, we are falling behind on the competition compared to the rival maritime republics like Genoa, Ragusa, Urbino, Venice, and this other Greek merchant republic whose name escapes me at the moment. Be glad there isn't the Republic of Pisa right now. It's only a feudal duchy. And also, in addition, a crusade for Jerusalem, which will begin next year. I will have to pledge support, so I will join. Is nobody really going to help them? But anyways, my benefactor, well, we got plenty of choices, most of them women. Geez, zealous and strong. And quick. Well, this may sound like a stupid idea. I say may sound like a stupid idea because I'm thinking my kinswoman. Although I believe she's already married. I mean, let me look at her in a moment. Yeah, she's already married. Never mind. Because, she lives over there. Okay, just changing that. I mean, besides, who has the best martial education of the boys? I mean, look, Lupus is a good guy himself, but who to send him off to? Maybe Zotto. Also, you're feeling a bit depressed. How about brew you a potion of eudaimonia? few flakes of gold feels about right, so let me give it to you. So let me just get you out of depression so you can have all your skills up. Because honestly, high diplomacy with ambitious and diligent, and you be the jurist. Although a little absent-minded, and you're a pretty good fighter yourself. I think you have what it takes to be the next... what do you mean the next? The first king of Jerusalem. Now, I need to make a decision, so I apply to the papal will or go my own way when it comes to distribution of titles in the case of victory in the Crusades. My beneficiary will get the titles. So Zato is the youngest. Seiko is the heir, and he's a very smart man. None of my sons are of a martial. So, going with that. And I hope you bring children one day. I'll get you out of your depression. At least you two have the fertility, whatever those means. So imagine, King Zato of Jerusalem, if we contribute the most. Imagine that. But the real reason for that is that besides sending my son away, look at the war chest, the distribution of gold for now. If I win big, and I do mean big in this crusade, that means I could stop taking those damn loans and spend however I want to like, including improvements to the that trade post over there in Alexandria, which is currently ours right now, but I'll definitely put some money in that in the future. But now keep in mind, the Villa of Jerusalem is held by a Levantine Arab, who's a peasant ruler, and Orthodox Christian. So that means the Kingdom of Jerusalem will be looking like this, possibly. But the only exception to that is, well, Jerusalem itself. That one's going to be left out, but will likely be fought for it in a digital claimant war. Whereas these guys that we are facing, they're no pushovers. They were an adventurer, came from out there. But there's still some Orthodox vassals within. And of course, a small part of that area will be part of the Byzantine Empire. And there's even a rare Assyrian, or remember my culture. Well, son of a beeswax, there is an Assyrian minority. Rather than all myself, but there are some out there as well. Son of a beeswax. Yes, I did do an Assyrian series long ago. It's part of the Shattered Realm thing. Don't give me any ideas. And well, what did you know? The Avars are still around. But not Catholic, they're Orthodox now. Yeah. I see. Came from the Orthodox branch of the Avars, so therefore. And there's the Avar Catholics of Staromesto. How do they still persist is beyond me. But it is what it is. Huh. Well, we've wasted enough time here, so remember, Crusade next year. For now, just raise your money and increase the size of the levies as much as we can. Don't spend your money on anything. Save that money. Build up your war chest. And if you have something to spend, spend only when it's absolutely necessary. So I brewed a potion just like the entire recipe dictated. Zaldo gratefully accepted my help, and as soon as he drank my concoction, I could see a change in him. Now the light has returned to his eyes. There. Now you're no longer depressed. And you're gonna be the king of Jerusalem. Ain't nobody gonna tell you otherwise. The Byzantine Ship. I am strolling through the streets of Amalfi when I notice throngs of people rushing down the harbor. Somewhat curious what might have happened. I tell my retainers we'll make our way down there as well. A grand ship unlike I've ever seen is docked by the port. Several Byzantine flags hanging from the masts. I could see several guards rushing about the deck as they are helping someone off the boat. As the Doge of Amalfi, it is only right that I'm the one to greet them. An impressive-looking courtier makes his way off the ship, instantly locking eyes with me. With a smile, he takes my hand and says, "My lord, I need your help." "Aye, welcome to Amalfi, my lord. What's going on with you?" Atios Krateros. Married, has children. Flamboyant schemer, novice fighter, skilled diplomat, cheerful, ambitious, gregarious, and temperate. Welcome to Amalfi. Yeah. And yes, those guys from the Maghreb are fighting against CK2 again, but it's a rivalry war. Which means whoever's the loser gets imprisoned, and it looks like it's going to be you. Oh, gosh. That damn neighbor up there, who is a kinslayer and a hedonist. Beheaded. Execution. Yep. You're a bad guy. If I had my druthers, I would have excommunication, but unfortunately the religious authority is so horrible that... What the hell happened? Well, it's mainly due to temples looted, either by Norsemen or by Avars or others. As well as me enacting free investiture, which is, I would say, my bad. But don't you worry. When the Crusade is won, wherever we're going, particularly Jerusalem, we will get that moral authority up. We've got to give the Catholic Church hope. Plus, I know exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me all riled up. Look, we're going to go on a crusade soon. Let's just move on next side. I don't want to risk him lowering his skill. The plea for help. It's been some time since Atios Krateros came to my court, and it has certainly been quite the experience having him around. However, today he came to talk to me about putting him on the throne of Byzantium. My dear lord, I know you've had your disagreements with the Empire. Yeah, trade mainly. And of course, you would be well paid, he tells me, with some of the money I would receive from Atios Krateros, that I could join the ongoing preparations for the Crusade and convince the other members to make part of this our goal. Well, I do... Money! Okay, now I know what I'm going to spend. Let's toast to this deal, my dear friend. Well, the trade post it is. Because this needs improvement, as it's been looted. Silk Road trade post. And in addition, F it, let's spin big. Make this a grand pounds to give us an increased trade post limit. So we can build more trade posts throughout the Mediterranean, wherever there's room. So truly, the splendor of this palace will be the envy of a Roman emperor. Its great halls shine of gold and marble, and hundreds of servants scurry through them daily in service of their masters. It is nothing less than a monument of the greatness of this dynasty. So this will be built until 1024. I will likely be around at that time. Now save it for the war chest. Okay? It's a dang good deal. Dang good. One day, I'll be sure to fight a war against them to take that city for myself. Monte Sant'Angelo has no cities. Yeah, this does need some improvements. Oh, you'll get money. I don't know when the Crusade is, but don't worry. After the Crusade, looks like we'll have a golden age in our family soon. More money. No more loans. No more taking up loans. Of course, I have not repaid the loan to the Jews, but don't you worry, I will after the Crusade. So, they don't Magyar cultures, but frowns on Hindus. Oh, dear. As a form of stolen cargo worth fortunes waiting to be transferred abroad to be sold third party as soon as possible. Unfortunately, my spy must take care of other matters, so I'm the one I could lead the whole mission. There are rumors of a foreign operation to catch us. Which, again, I am not any of these. No, I am none of those traits. My stewardship's out this acumen. Combat will also be tested. I'll assume personal command. Hopefully, there better be a handsome reward, or things will go very bad again. Now remember, save your money. Build up your war chest. A masterful deceit. My mission to sell stolen cargo went very well until we delivered the goods to our foreign associates. Unfortunately, there was a misunderstanding about the payment we should receive, and I was not aware my associates schemed to take advantage of my error. In the end, we came away empty-handed. A huge liability I had. Solidly invested my money in such valuable stolen cargo. Happens sometimes. Just counting down the days. Hope you're feeling well, son. While I'm certainly a great scholar with several fine discoveries to my name, I'm not too proud to collaborate with like-minded colleagues. I've contemplated hosting some of my colleagues from the Hermetic Society for an intellectual gathering. Okay. Medium loan. But when we're out on a crusade, more money will be made, and we hope for a quick resolution to the war. So yes, it is time. I shall invite some of my favorite colleagues. So begin to prepare for an intellectual gathering in Amalfi. Silk Road trade post has been built. Alrighty. The preparations have been completed and the invitations have been sent and accepted. My honored guests are already packing their coffers. Soon our gatherings will begin. I can hardly wait. And you better hurry up, because the Crusade will begin in 47 days. Our work shall be a great tribute to Hermes. So, again, it's this bishop. A Scottish bishop will be there. Fearful vision. It's grateful. Who's that? Count Goffredo Lombard, who's done plenty of things. He's a debater. Sincere, divine advice, childish prankster. Oh, you're kind of like me in a way. Yeah, he's also be there. Archon. Lubot. He's got an owl, and he's a gardener. And Seiko, my son, will be there too. Of course, the heir to the house, who wants to improve his intrigue skill, which he should. He needs to get to work on that. Now, you're the man of Chinese philosophy, as we don't know. Our work shall be a great tribute to Hermes. Thrice blessed, as above so below, and all that crap. For once, I'll say no. I am not in the mood for that. We're saving the money for the upcoming crusade, as I am cracking my knuckles for this. In order to immortalize my name, I must leave an indelible mark on Amalfi, improving my realm beyond to what even my predecessors dared to accomplish. Again, not a theological man. So Amalfi will not be a bastion of theological thought. If Raphael was still around, I think he would go for that. But Amalfi will be the capital of arts and philosophy. I work on forging by sponsoring artistic and scientific pursuits within my realm. We're going to be like Athens in a way. This will be the Italian Athens as Amalfi. The passionate speech. In the passionate speech, Doge Landar of Amalfi explains how all of us must gather our men to support Atios Craterus for the throne of the Byzantine Empire. The emperors of Byzantine Empire have for a long time looked down upon the rest of us, pretending to be the descendants of the Romans. Now it is time to show them what we can overthrow the false emperor in their midst as well. With the gifts sent by Doge Landar of Amalfi, he has managed to convince the rest of the Catholic realm to target Constantinople as part of the next crusade. They call him the Hammer, and he's a strong basilisk. But however, imperial decay has... Yeah, it has decayed over the years. And he may be a polymath. But he's in the middle of a war right now. Attacking the Caliph for Gully. So this will be to our advantage now. So the target has changed. This will not be the crusade for Jerusalem, but to Thrace. The crusade to Thessalonica, to be exact. Which means this area here. Including there. And there and there. The kingdom of Thessalonica doesn't exist yet. And son, you will be the king of Thessalonica. And don't you remember that under Raphael or some other person that that we built the Amalfion there? Yes, the Amalfion. Which was, I mean, sure it's not there, but it used to be a modifier. I swear. But anyways, the only exception is the Prince Bishopric there, and that part of the Despotate of Illyricum. These are the only exceptions of areas that will not be taken. But the rest of this will, including the Constantinople. The Theodosian walls are broken, which is a good sign. That means it's not active. After a bunch of infighting and neglect, their defenses are down. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to take advantage of this. While in Constantinople itself has an ancient stone monument. It's been plundered by savages. There's a spice shipment. It is a serene province, outlaw guild, and part of the royal tract. Oh, we await the day for this. That consumption will be going away, so there'll be no disease on our way there. 22 days. And where are they now? They're already down there. We're gonna catch them with their pants down. No, they don't wear pants in Byzantium, because they viewed it as barbarian clothing. Gather up. Saddle up. Even that ain't enough. But go there anyways. Doesn't mind one bit about this Crusade we're about to get into. Speaking of which, finally my guests are here. After a pleasant dinner, we have retired to my study. During the coming weeks, my guests and I have agreed to work on a common project. Our joint ingenuity shall bring about a brilliant new invention. The time has come for me to reveal the direction for our enterprise. Also, my vassal patrician, Agathon Constantinos, decided to put aside his Greek culture and adopt the language and the customs of my Langobard culture. I like how you think. Now we speak the language. Now, warfare focus, prosperity focus, or scholarly focus? Well, I'm a man of scientific principles, should be scholarly. Or invest in the machine. Wow. I don't know. Think about the Italian innovation. You know what? Screw it. Nothing is deader than a sharp mind. Let us invent a machine of war. The Crusader is coming up, and we'd like to have all kinds of innovations that we can get to give us the edge on the battlefield. What do you say? As I look around the table, everyone nods in agreement. A fine suggestion, dear brother. Neophyte Seiko exclaims with a wide smile on his tanned face. Tomorrow we shall begin to work on a project first thing after sunrise. I'm glad we are of one mind, honored colleagues. Everyone starts working on a project, which will have a warfare focus. Because, you're damn right you suggest. I'm the Magus. I'm the leader of the Hermetic Society. If you defy me, then you are not worthy to be going for scientific experiments. Whatever I say stands. Alright, everybody on board. Set full sail. I don't know about Constantinople itself. I mean, it's still pretty defensible. Although the Imperial Decay, you know, says it otherwise. Plus, it's capital county, castle, and Greek. So maybe we should start in Gallipoli? What area is more vulnerable? So we can establish a foothold. Gallipoli or Thrace? But if you hold this area, if they take a straight crossing, it'll be a big penalty for them. And plus, everybody's coming with me. Because, you know, there'll be other entities that'll be fighting against us too. You know, those from Bulgaria, Ecumenical Patriarch, more independent Greek states, French Orthodox of Abkhazia. Stratego will also be there too. And even a few Dalmatians. Try as they might, but hell will be coming with them. But again, the recipient will be he. He's the claimant. Zolto at some point will have to be a vassal. If we're going to put that man in the throne. Now that we got things cleared here. Fortunately, those from Alaricum will not be coming here as they're in the middle of a war. And as well as the Avars that'll be kept busy too, so they're not coming to the defense. So advantage us. We will head to the Sea of Marmara and we'll see how much we can get out of this. The Crusade for Byzantium. The Crusaders are leaving the Catholic Rome, their eyes towards Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire. At the same time, the Pope has made an enraged speech about the vices of men, of how the good faithful have been led astray. Yeah, no kidding. He threatens every single Crusader with excommunication from the Church, but the Crusaders continues onwards towards the ancient capital at the Bosporus. What was once the bastion of Christian faith is now desperately protecting itself, and Basileus Euphemius II of the Byzantine Empire is looking for any help he can get. We will take Constantinople, and they will call me and everyone else an impious crusader for this. But you're coming nonetheless. Look at you. Who's going to stop you? We'll be the ones to put our boots in the ground for this. Oh, and by the way, the Kingdom of the Desperate of Moria is also dealing with issues. So we are in a good place. Crete ain't coming. Too weak to participate. So we gotta find a safe area to land until friendly reinforcements are on the way. But of course there'll be enemies on the ground. Anyways, as I enter the laboratory one morning, I am met by agitated voices. Neophyte Singo and Initiate Krimtan are gesturing wildly over a set of sketches. They are disagreeing on the direction of the project. CK2 argues for a riskier but more potentially rewarding route, while Krimtan wants to play it safe. I favor my son, so CK2 is right. We must explore our limits, so I will go with a riskier but more innovative option. Almost there. Okay, this one's going to Constantinople. Great Wallachia. Is that what they call that area that? Yes. Great Wallachia, whatever. Well, Thrace it is. He'll be Commander too, Seiko. You may be a lot of things, but I'm actually going to need you over here. For you just to pick up that Crusader trait. As all of my other commanders will. Alright, have a look here. To your usual positions. Everyone's gonna get that Crusader trait. Stop at what you're doing. Come over here. Trade post built in Monte Sant'Angelo. So that we will make more trade incomes. The sun set hours ago and I could barely distinguish the details of the sketches in front of me. Everyone else has gone to bed, but I'm wide awake. The thoughts are spinning in my head faster and faster. There's something there, just outside the boundaries of consciousness. I almost have it. Eureka! I have an epiphany which will greatly contribute to the project. Brilliant insight. Alright, he got the Crusader trait. So for now, we'll establish a foothold here. Don't go further into Constantinople. Wait for allies. But keep in mind, not only there's a Catholic Crusade going on, but also Philosopher, which they are losing. Which means, yes, they may have taken a few knocks during the battle. But no sign of the enemy. But the enemy is everywhere. They just hired mercenaries. These are horse archers. Who are they? What is that Byzantium hired? No, that ain't it. It's under... That's the Scala Palatine, which is their usual, but that's something else. Am I crazy? Am I crazy or am I stupid? I don't know. You can hire holy orders if you like, even though this is a rather interesting situation. None of the holy orders have come. But you get the idea. Oh no. Yeah. I'd rather take Constantinople for myself. Must have bought Indian war elephants, Indian mercenaries. Yeah, pay 10% interest. Mine! Now this is gonna take a long while. But I need all the help we can get. Didn't know we have a trade post there. So, there'll be more reinforcements coming. All you need to do is just hold the position, because they're going to slowly march there. And things will be okay. The Invention, the culmination of our great collaboration, is finally finished. Our accomplishment is twofold. Not only we have perfected a recipe for an explosive powder, we have also designed and produced a device which will launch small metal balls at lethal speeds. This handgun is to sure revolutionize warfare. The enemy will fear to meet me on the battlefield. The handgun. Handgunner. Let me see. This thin metal barrel is not an impressive sight, but the destruction it could cause inspires all in fear in an equal measure. Due to highly explosive black powder, I can fire metal balls at deadly speeds. That combat skill goes way up. Only the smart can only use the handgun. And the morale damage will do a lot of damage against him. Compare that to the, what the hell's that weapon I'm using? Langavard Lance. Advantageous for some, but this morale damage, this will be the difference maker for this crusade. And also I ate too much candy. No, I didn't vomit, I just ate too much, that's all. It's just delicious candy. It's a good source of sugar which most people don't get enough of these days. We're going to be here for a long while. I only made slight improvements in the siege equipment. But I don't suggest any of you commanders are siege masters, any of you, are you? No. No, sir. Crud. It's just like it's going to be Alexandria all over again. Again, the enemy is everywhere. Just don't go anywhere. Wait for friendly reinforcements. They'll be here shortly. No. Just keep looking. Just gonna keep stalling until as much as we can. With use of my extensive knowledge, I'm confident I'll be able to sway the Khan to become my trusted friend. Only saying this so that way he doesn't destroy my trade post in Alexandria. I'll give him access to my library. Lend some of my books to him. Knowledge is so high I can afford it. He was happy to be granted limited access to my library and has already taken a few books for his studies. It's so rare to find someone who appreciates the value of reading. We'll take the casualties. But, it's going down a bit. There's a smuggler's ring. Thieves Guild. That means they've already lost the war and it's in the negative. Very good. That means they can't afford mercenaries. That's what I like to see. They'll be losing their will to fight sooner or later. A local merchant caravan approaches me on the way back home to Constantinople. One of the peddlers flashes me with a huge grin, and I ask if I want to take a look at his wares. Golden sword. That's a ceremonial weapon. Do I really need to be cruel? Do I really need to be that much of a bad guy? Well, everything is temporary. You may never know you'll get rid of your cynicism. And just take that golden sword anyway, and the money. But you know, people don't like it when they're cruel, with the vassal opinion. It's tempting. And of course the size of our levy's been reduced due to this whole damned war. Hand over your valuables, peasant. Screw it. I did what I must do. Moo is here. Alright, now we're getting reinforced. Tassilo, you got a daughter. Landcaster is here. Serena Hilt. 51 years of age. You are a good spy master. Now Sorgo, Jewish spy master. I'm contributing the most. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm no longer cynical. Okay. But now I'm cruel. And the only way to get rid of that cruel trait is either by events that'll make you lose cruel or become kind. It's the only way to get rid of it. As I said, he may be a bad person, but he's more misunderstood than bad. Only doing what's right. And for money, of course. With Constantinople firmly in my possession, I ordered a dungeon search, and my soldiers returned with a word of prisoners huddled in stinking cages. I should decide what to do with them. These are all Muslim women. Yeah, all Sunni. Hey, we considered, going to war against you. You're not in my prison. That just to spite them. Release them all. And now, meanwhile, it has fallen before me, and my troops have collected everyone found within. I must decide to face the unfortunate. It's the Crusader dynasty. If I were you, I would just surrender and say, okay, here, you got the throne. Now you've got to, put a stop to this before more will get hurt. Turkic invasion of Thessalonica. Because they didn't pay the mercenaries, those idiots. But I see these three. We have your children. So yeah, we hold some of them prisoners, some of them that means to him. Oh, and also you are besieging parts of Dukla. That's where y'all went. But at least we have friendly reinforcements in our way. The Patron of Arts. In order to attract artists and philosophers to Amalfi, I need to offer patronage and protection. In order to make sure that my court is an open space for free thinkers, one will be able to express themselves in search of new concepts without risk of punishment. As I said, I dream that Amalfi will be the Athens of Italy. I don't want to spend that much money. But since I have high stewardship skill, by acting fast and investing in the most amount of resource, I will fund the Bloodline much sooner. We'll reorganize the court, so for the next 5 years, my intrigue and diplomacy will go down. So is the plot power defense. It'll be worth it. But again, he's taken a personal interest in better equipping his court to encourage artists and philosophers to take residence within it. So, Doge Landar, Crusader, Philosopher. What else? Decision. And of course, people forget that he's a homosexual too. So, quite possibly the greatest homosexual character I've ever played in terms of contributions to the nation. And now he's about to form a bloodline. What is that? Byzantine revolt for the Drungari's claim. Yeah, but everything's gone to heck in a handbasket. And there's a reason why he chose him as a successor. Because under Imperial administration, they want him. They have the most support. Because he's got the intrigue. Turkic band are fighting. While we will occupy more areas. Until they surrender. Yeah. Hope she gets well soon. Efficient time. Man, we loot big. This is a very valuable province. What do we got here? The bishopric of Constantine itself, the home of the ecumenical patriarch, Tassios II. He is a bread crust lover. This person loves eating bread crusts, as is known throughout the land. He had vicious rumors, he lost the debate, and he's also excited and stimulated. He's feeling a bit more stimulated than normal. Their lovers better beware, because he is a lazy bum who likes to eat bread crusts. And a peasant revolt in Epirus. Send it. You're the law, man. You know what, might as well. Repay that loan. And contest the rebels so they'll go back to being restless. And I'll be sure to switch a business focus once the war is over. Bohemia? Oh, I forgot Bohemia is Orthodox. He's going to Nicomedia. Or not. Oh, he's going after the army that's currently besieging them in Heraclea Pontica. Good. They'll continue to beat each other up while we come in largely unopposed. We took the capital, but now we're going to take the bishopric itself. There is apparently an old folk tale about this. There's something about a magic bush or somebody thinking it must not be disturbed. The elder one of the local villages is hysterically telling my workers to leave. Send my spy master to DOFM. One of these days you gotta have children. Patron of the Arts. Now that the artists are finally starting to populate Amalfi in great numbers, now it is time for me to fund their activities and provide books and materials they need to operate their craft. Ooh, infrastructure. Penalty is the same. But this one, I will lead the construction efforts personally, where I don't get that much of a penalty with the domain levy size and tax modifier. But by acting fast and investing the most amount of resources, I'll find a bloodline much sooner. Palace of Arts. This lowers my intrigue even more, but it also does a drop of stewardship. Now it's going to be at the point where I will have appalling intrigue, which is no good to nobody. But it'll be worth it. I am told of a particular tale of an owl which has taken up residence under the roof in one of my barracks. The guards have tried to chase it off, but it keeps returning. Perhaps it is also a seeker of... Well, it would make a very distinguished pet. You know what that means? I still have that owl. Yeah, I still have an owl, but yet another owl came in. It's not going to stack it. It'll just say, the symbol of wisdom by my side. This must be the moon I foresaw, because I had a reassuring vision. Now I'm a confident seer. Now I don't get the negative on the intrigue, so... Appalling intrigue no longer affected. There you go. Now you're good. Took a crate of silver ingots and some money. 40% now. It's going to take a lot more than that. Now we're going to have to go through another fortified area of this Castron here. And then it'll be cities from then on out. modest smuggler operation now. So now it declined, unfortunately. Turkic band is at it again. $59%. What's going on over there? Oh, you're dealing with raiders. That's why the papal armies are out there. Like that. But I'm glad that Mumu, Lancaster, and Inar's Crusaders. Inar's Crusaders. Who are they? Ah, here it is. Lord Inar of Inar's Crusaders. That's just a titular title. No land, I believe. Of Orkney. He's a crusading adventurer who's a Norseman. A Norse Catholic. So this is where it came from. Came from Einar, or Einar. I think it's Einar. Who was an imbecile. He's from Orkney. All the way over there. But fortunately there are other allies that are occupying in other areas. Let them beat up the Turkic band over there. Because when Thessalonica, the kingdom of Thessalonica, a Crusader state, when it will be formed, there'll be no interference. That's what I have to assume at best. But it'll go down fast. Please be patient. Alexios' justice brought peace to a troubled country. Fewer crimes are committed and fewer complaints are heard in the province. The peasants have never been happier. I'm very glad to hear that. Of course, since we took that trade good, which I'm not a member of the Great Trade League, you could sell it for money. Just to keep the war effort going. But there'll be a huge reward. Since we're the ones that contributed the most to the Crusade. The university sponsors send me wonderful illuminated books. Thanks for my support. On the governance of empire. Slow that down. Let me look that up. Stewardship book. On the governance of the empire is a work written by Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. It is a domestic and foreign policy manual written for Constantine's successor, Romanus II. Isn't that De Administrario Imperio? Isn't that particular book? Or am I crazy? Anyways, a message arrives that Wally Mukili is planning to open a foreign trail, as this trail tended to travel through my areas of interest. I'm sure they titled some composition. Yeah, Alexandria. Where are you from? He's from over there in Edessa area. I demand monetary compensation because we need all the money that we can get for the ongoing war effort. Of course, you shall be compensated for our infringement. Great, sucker. Famous herbs and herbalist. It just popped up in Constantinople just now. Let's give him just give him an invaluable book. Send him most prized literary works in my possession to him. Spend little and we will make more due to the trade route. Please be patient. Go. I mean, we're not going to be best friends, but hey, it's a start for friendly trade relations. You have a daughter now, Swanahild. That's quite a name. Alright, now it's going to be easy from then on there. It's just going to be cities where they won't put up much of the defense because cities tend to have weaker fort levels. 75%. Just take a few more holdings and you will get the win. And once this war's over, I'm putting you back on duty as court chaplain, court tutor, apprentice, everything will do. Constance Kratos is a lot shorter for his age than average. Should I focus on making Constance smart and literate? Well, he is, actually. And he's strong, too. When it's over, you will get your lands back. And if not, then we'll do something for you. A visitor. I received a visitor, a monk from the famous great abbey of Cluny. He tells me that the monks have spent much of their days in devoted prayer. They always mention the names of the most pious Christians in those prayers. If I would be able to demonstrate my immense piety by donating a large sum of gold to the abbey, I would surely be among those President monks' prayers. Well, it's about to be New Year, so how much? 100. Well, I'm no longer a cynic, so they shall have my support. Bark. Should be over soon. 84%. And this city's about to be taken, which will put our percentage at 96. Put him in irons too. 97. The Patron of the Arts. Having spent years of his reign sponsoring artists and philosophers within his realm, the Doge Landar has become famous as an enlightened patron of arts, celebrated in poems, paintings, and ballads all throughout Amalfi and beyond. Knowing as a learned and charming personality, or so they say, the Doge of Amalfi has become the archetype of the philosopher king of his age, Philosopher Doge, a protector of all that is beautiful and metaphysical. Art merely imitates the perfection of our world. So now I will be known as, instead of the Crusader, because it's kind of whatever to me, I'd rather be called the Philosopher. Thank you very much. No need for that. You already have a grandfather as a saint. You know I'm gonna get that big reward. So that's a much more appropriate nickname because of who he is and all these things. But he may be the philosopher, but he is not like this philosopher. Another Crusader philosopher. And since he has my bloodline now, including for all my children and children's children too. Known as the Patron of Arts, Landar has been celebrated by countless bards, painters, and craftsmen for sponsoring the work. The build time is reduced, technology spread rate up, research cultural tech is more effective, and periodically attracts the servitude of famous artists, which means there's a chance that random characters are going to come up who are famous artists. Someone of their skills and talent. Good. Excellent. 98. Just surrender, man. You are beaten. It's useless to resist. You know what? Make it disappear. It's 50-50 chance anyhow. The Santa succeeded. The troublesome Chancellor was roaming around the country to fabricate claim of my tales no more. And there's no trace leading it back to me. That got him. You know what? I should look that up after the recording, of course. What is, like, is there any city in Italy that has the nickname the Athens of Italy, or the Athens of, you know? You live in the same sea, Mediterranean. Except Athens is right next to the Saronic Gulf, which I'm talking about down here. That low area there. Anyways. As I walk through the streets of Constantinople, I suddenly feel someone bumping me as a boy runs down the street with a pouch that looks surprisingly like mine in his hands. Ah, there we go. I mean, as cruel as I was, but at least it helped me get rid of that cynical trait, but I think it would be better because I'm about to get the big reward here, so I'll just say, no matter. There was not enough money left in it. So now I'm content. Instead, which lowers my intrigue, of course. But don't worry, those modifiers I've had that created this bloodline will go up again, and things will be returning to normal. You should feel content, because you did a lot. You accomplished a lot of things. I wish we had you in our ranks. But I'll just say a spiritual retreat because of my education, extremely high learning, and a erudite and all that. And I have one virtue, diligent. 100% war score. My men are mainly passed through the air. You know what? Screw it. Spend it. It's 100% war score. The winner goes to me. We win. In fact, I should release prisoners. You know, to help you get out of this debt faster. Yeah, let's begin withdrawal. Get out of here while we can. I already contributed the most to the Crusade. It's time to go home. And collect your winnings. Aha. Practically uprising. God's Obsession. A physical manifestation of God supposedly appeared in the remote village of Aversa, and blessed a few locals before ascending into the heavens. Few of the official clergy seem to believe these peasants' claims, saying it is misunderstandings of the ignorant. But the peasants don't care and have built altars where these incidents have occurred. I just have no opinion of these peasant superstitions, so whatever they say, they say it. Something tells me of a king in a faraway land who was cruel yet fair in his dealings. Once he hired an engineer to create the largest labyrinth the world has ever known. Those guilty of the worst crimes are put in this maze of tunnels and hallways. Almost none escape. There's always a few who have the wits and tenacity, and the king grants few these their freedom. Someone capable enough to escape deserves freedom, yes? And I have to thank Seiko, my court champ, for the time well spent with Count Gazia of Gizpo. Hey, get back to work. War's over. So now, our mutual spiritual beliefs increase our understanding of each other, and we can forge a peaceful path together for our realms. If that was enough, I found a new friend. Excellent in all aspects. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Crusader. Once more, Doge Landar has been at the forefront of this crusade, single-handedly bringing victory to the faith, known throughout all the Christian world as one of the most loyal and fierce Catholic there is. He is revered wherever he goes. Respect is showered upon Doge Landar of Amalfi and his family. The legends and tales of their deeds will be brought down in history as the deciding factor of the Christian victory in the face of adversity. There is no doubt that members of the Ursel dynasty will continue to bring the lost lands into the fold of the faith, and continue to be the vanguard of the Crusades. Crux sacra sit minivo. Now I will be a founder of another bloodline. Really. But now, it is the end of an era. Constantinople falls to the great cheers from the Catholic Crusaders. The rest of the world weeps as the last lingering memories of the Roman Empire shattered. Former Emperor Leon Crateros has run off to Scutarion to try to restore what remains of the Empire. In the middle of the fighting, Attius Crateros, the Catholic-sponsored pretender to the Byzantine throne, died. Now, Emperor Zato sits on the throne of Constantinople, and declared himself as the new ruler of the Greek Empire, and will rule with both Greek and Latin traditions in mind. Only time will tell if the Catholics will be remembered as the ones who broke the Christian bulwark, or the ones who restored Constantinople to greatness. False Romans no more. Emperor Zato, the sword of God. The Crusader king. A great warrior king who shaped his own kingdom out of the lands of the infidels. So, anybody who dares touch him, he'll kill you. And may you have beautiful children together. Bless you. And now he has the armored of a cross. Quiet! Armored of the cross. And he's also got his own imposing Crusader axe, which will help him out with the light foot troops and heavy infantry. Sir, yes, sir. Destiny of a new holding. With the conquest of Hercules, as it befits a virtuous republic, it is time to split the spoils of war among the patricians. As victor, I received the plaudits in recognition for my contribution to the growth of the republic. Meanwhile, the lottery is to decide which family to take possession of the new asset. Heracleon. What are you talking about? Heracleon. Commune of Heracleon. Republic of Amalfi. So now we own Crete. But however, there is an ongoing holy war right now. Change course. So, to stimulate the lottery, there are 5 families. The Doge will have 1 chance, while holding while no Doge will have more chance. Present my heir as the mastermind of the conquest. So, having the ownership of Crete. So, by select this option, decide to increase the electability of my heir by increasing his prestige instead of mine. As above case, stimulate the lottery. There are 5 families. Doge will have this chance. Yes. Increased chances of whatnot. You've amassed a hoard of wealth here. Founding of an empire. Zodo Ursos declared himself to be the emperor of the Latin Empire. It is surely good news that such a mighty Catholic power has risen to this troubled world, and its success may imply that God favors it. Well, while this cannot be questioned, Claiming the title of Emperor seems to be a presumptuous move when the Pope is not offered this said or blessing. Surely the Pope must be consulted. And with the fall of the Byzantine Empire, the ancient center of learning in Constantinople ceased to exist. Its scholars are now flooding through Europe to escape the oncoming storm. Oh, the humanity. We sure broke the empire. So now he has this under control. And all the areas have become independent. And that includes that powerful merchant republic. Now it's a rival republic that owns this area. Especially some trade posts that I still want. Damn, I don't know what I want. Maybe increase the size of the domain? Now we gotta defend our new property. After a long fought battle for the land empire, it's finally been restored to defeat. Zaldo Urso has stepped up to the throne as the beneficiary of Amalfi, becoming the king of the Crusader state. Sure be hard to continue fighting at the fringe of Christendom, but everyone can agree that Emperor Zaldo is the right person for the task. The Pope requests that the rest of the Christian world support this new kingdom as best they can, and not let it once more fall to infidels and heathens. I wish him luck. And now the Crusader blood of Doge Landar. He single-handedly brought victory to the Christians in several crusades, and there are numerous legends spun in his honor. Quite possibly one of the great characters I ever played. Get a larger share of the Crusader war chest. The Philosopher Crusader. God bless him. Let's get him. End of an empire. Whether by external pressure or internal corruption, the empire of Scutarians has been reduced to a remnant for glory. No longer seen as a true empire by others, nor able to redeem itself while risking blasphemy, succumbed to its weakness and is forfeit. Leon Kratos, the former emperor, surrendered to the imperial crown. Severed the less town as desperate. Let's go. Hey, no hard feelings. Surely a great misfortune. Alright, let's take this area back real quick. Now all we need to do is defend the area as much as we can. Better not. Something I would do. Upgrade the Hospital of Amalfi. Now you got all this great wealth. What else are you going to spend your money with? Yes, the business focus. You're lacking intrigue, so Chestnut Farms has Scala. Anything else that you want to spend your big money on? Oh, yeah, we paid a loan. Point Domain Overseer. We haven't done it in a long time. You've been very good at this, so I'm giving you this. Thinking where to build a trade post in. There is none in Crete. Yeah, So, okay. Podessa Cosmos gets this half a Crete. And this other Podessa will get this other half of Crete. But I am not going to create no Republic of Crete title. Actually, he is the heir to the Republic of Crete. Put some money in that campaign fund. Because I would hate to drop dead before he gets the chance to do that. As great as you are, one of these days, we gotta get rid of him. Or just commit murder personally. But here's one problem. You have low intrigue. And he's a hell of a fighter, too. He's got low intrigue, too. It could be any man's game at this point. Don't want to go through this whole situation again now, do we? But again, we're fighting for Crete. The new potential trade post area, which we can build. It's cheaper. And why this area in particular? It's flourishing. There's room for improvement. Blessed people, serene. On the other side of Crete, not so much. But now they're going to be dealing with Republican liability. Like it or not. Because that's the way it's going to be. Wherever their main army is, we will deal with them. Head to the Nile Delta and go for Alexandria. Who are you? You're the Baron. And where are you from? Crete. For the defense. I guess we'll help you out. Since you're currently besieging that area there. In fact, you're about to take it. Okay. Pray tell me the operations styles. Safe landing. There we go. Better ransom quick. Thank you very much. Whoa. Valuable prisoner he was. Give me that money. Banish you. Get out of here. Hey up. Keep going. Want to join the war? Any help is appreciated. This is a defensive war, you know? I was trying to have good relations with that man. But it seems we're having a misunderstanding. He started a holy war before Crete was taken. And Crete is my property. My workers have found something in the province of Amalfi. Appears that the local terrain and resources could probably support a steel furnace. At least that's an upgrade to a wheat field. Hey, if I win this war, how much will I get out of the reparations? Yeah. Okay. Enough searching. Get to work. Take a damn loan. And that'll be the last time you'll ever do. Come on, everybody join up. There's been a large increase of pilgrims traveling to see the burial site of the local Saint Raphael, the healer of Amalfi. With so many people, this is a prime opportunity for Making some money off of them. Do what you gotta do. The servant asks if I want some mustard seed with my meal. Good idea. Despite being his opponent in war now, I still feel I could try reaching out to the Caliph in some way. Hey, let us meet under the armistice, so I have a meeting to discuss my reasons for fighting. You decided to trust me and accept my offer to me during a momentary truce. Well, it's unlikely that this meeting will result in the settlement of our dispute. It might help us to maintain a healthy relationship in spite of war. I will make my reasons clear. There you go, good acquaintance. See, I told you this war's a misunderstanding. Crusading and... oh, well, that's where we are currently. Yes, sir. So far away from friends and family. Family is worrying. It's a good to have fellow commanders I can rely on. Some good talks and laughs. We're all here for the same thing. It's for the prestige. And once we win this war, big reparations. All this had different reasons why we're here. We're crusading against the infidels in Almatis. Some for the glory of God, some for the lands and wealth they hope to acquire, others for prestige. Well, Fastov and I are here, risking our lives together for the same reason. Friendship and the prestige brings this crusade brings us. So, hello, comrade. Comrade at arms. They haven't sent their ships back so they can go get the rest of them. Okay, we've occupied all the areas. And the Papal State forces are with us. This one has less fort defense than in Alexandria. So let's go down here. Come here. Wait a minute. Have you not looked? Has that disease come to Amalfi? No. Huh. Huh. Who's there? No, not the Caliph's forces. Who else wants to join? Wag. Come here. Any help is appreciated. It's highly doubtful that they'll ever get back together. All the Greeks will be fighting each other for whomever gains. And this idea of a land empire will be... well, like that. Of course. He could take advantage of me for this. If he were ever to attack me right here, right now. It's not them. Please calm down. Once I get that reparation money, put it all to the campaign fund. And somehow get rid of this man. CK2 needs to lead the Republic to succeed us. I know they're beating each other up. Don't you worry. took all the holdings. 60% now. Where are these fools? Oh, God. Yes. Drop dead. But now it's this man who's in the lead here. Because he's got so much money, he'll definitely add it up to the campaign fund, which he hasn't. But he's got plenty of prestige. Whereas my son, just doesn't have much prestige, but he's got some time to catch up. Veteran Crusader and everything. Everything else in between. Fayum is a little more defenseless. Water area is more convenient for the to take areas easier. Plus, you need to get out of depth sooner or later. You know, where the heck is that? God, what's his residence? Oh, yeah, he lives over there. Here. That's where he lives, but of course it's a bit further inland. Further upriver. It's a wonder how we decide to go to Constantinople and not to Jerusalem over there. But now it's the responsibility of Greece, but I think we may have screwed it up geographically. What do you think about it? Oh yeah, my bastard niece. You be the cartographer. Their expanded sick house is built, making it less likely for that disease to come here. It's another thing to spend my reparation money on. Your reparation money. Whose money are you talking about? Famous writer proposes to chronicle my compose my family chronicles. I have to ignore him. Can't spend the money, but hey, at least be humble about it. And that's the reason why. I'm gonna go deeper into depth. And I have no one to prison with. Polling intrigue. 100% war score. Let's get the hell out of here. And give me that reparation money right here, right now. But at least this will restore some of that Catholic moral authority. Kingdom of Crete. The Republic of Crete. No, Most Serene Republic of Crete. My goodness, Crete is a separate kingdom. That can be created. You don't want to have two republics now, would you, if you were to split them? But I don't think it works that way. I think it's going to be the same. But there's friendly territory. You can disband from here. Finally, this episode's gonna be over. Now let's return to friendly relations. Send him back home. Shouldn't be stationed in Crete like that. Put some money into the campaign. We'll repay the loan later. Republic of Crete, but not most serene Republic of Crete, which is a possibility of that title's creation. There. It's all over now. So we will close the episode on that note. As I am getting old, we can finally get down to business. Whatever else that I may do and all that. I am humble, content, diligent, but wrathful and erudite. I have appalling intrigue. And would you look at him? Now he's going to be dealing with peasant revolts. He has no sons yet, but should he pass, then it'll go to Lupus. He exterminated innocents against migrants. He's also invigorated, so yeah, he wants children. And soon. So he's become cruel and rough ever since he became the Crusader king. But he's got all the money in the world to do so. So we've destroyed the Byzantine Empire, basically replaced with the Latin Empire. And all the independent entities will be squabbled together. And possibly newer kingdoms will be created. Except for the Despotate of Greece. And also another rival republic to deal with. Which one day will be fighting against them in trade wars in areas of my choosing. Such as that one in Messenia. Which that one in particular is the one that I've been wanting for years, but I never had the chance until nowadays. But of course they'll come to the defense of everything. And the mercenaries will be bringing, so you have to bring your A game for this. But at least now you have Crete as a jumping off point. But it's obviously Greek Orthodox culture. But it's likely that things will be happening over there. And it's gonna get nasty. So, it's been a great episode, ladies and gentlemen. 2 bloodlines founded. A Philosopher bloodline and a Crusader bloodline. Because he won 2 crusades in his lifetime. I think that's how you get it. Never had this before, honestly. Well, then again, I can't remember to take it up. But he's also has, we forgot, Zotto. He has the blood of Emperor Zotto. Known for shattering the old empire Byzantium and raising new empire from its ashes, so. Latin opinion up, so same for West Germanic and Central Germanic. Don't forget your brethren. Byzantine opinion would be down, Greeks in particular. And he also has the abilities to castrate and blind others. And since he's a cruel man, he can do as such. We don't castrate or blind people in our culture, but for him over there, as he is called the Sword of God, he will have that ability now. But it can only pass on if he has children of his own. So, best wishes to him. And we hope you people have best wishes, because now the land, no, not the land, the geography of what it's like for all of this, the game has changed. And all that. And we can only hope that there will be more to tell. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, until then, So long for now.